imagine they're going
Yeah, they're probably going to play pretty well, don't you think? We've all been there as a team before in this sport. You sometimes just have a bad day, or maybe just the other team that they played before had a good day, man. I mean, I watched that game on TV and then on film, and it was just a combination of things, I think. But they'll be motivated. Obviously, they're at home, they're well coached, they have a great culture, so they're gonna be fine.
Matthew Betts is a game wrecker from the defensive line perspective. Winnipeg did a pretty good job on him last week. How do you like the offensive line? I know it's been more consistent over the last few weeks.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, you got to get the ball out of your hand quick. That doesn't mean. That can mean a multitude of things, right? But getting the ball out on time, mixing up the snap counts, doing all the little things that you would do for any top defensive pass rusher in this league, and he's certainly one of them. So you got to be aware of him all times because he can ruin the game on one play. And in his case, multiple plays throughout the game. So, you got to be aware, and we are.
What might Kadeem Carey bring to this offense? They're having a healthy Kadeem in the backfield for him.
I think one of the biggest things, I think he just brings a joy to the game, and he has such a personality and presence that even when things maybe aren't going the way that we want them, he seems to always have a smile on his face and is super energetic and has tons of belief constantly that we're going to be fine. So I think if anything, obviously he's super talented. He's one of the best running backs in the league. But the things that we see from our perspective as players is we just see the joy that he brings, and that makes playing with him a lot of fun because you're always in it when he's on the field.
What difference can that make if you're down by a little bit or you're not having the game, and this guy just with his positivity, how can that affect a group's morale?
Well, I mean, like I said, as long as you have a playmaker like him on the field, you're going to have a chance to make something happen. I mean, every team has their players that do that. In BC's case, I know we talked about Betts for a little bit here, and he's the offensive version of that in terms of he can change the game at any moment, and he's a problem to tackle for a lot of teams in this league. So you're always in it. It just makes us more dynamic, just makes us more two-way, I guess you could say.
The Lions are up on you guys in the standings. They eliminated you guys from the playoffs last year. Has this become one of the big rivals for you guys?
They beat us the last couple times pretty handedly. So I think we have something to prove here in order to get to that point, to call it that. I know last year was super competitive. Every game seemed to come down to the very end, but this year they got us pretty good at home. So I think we're a different football team from that day. But in terms of rivalry and things like that, we'll see. We'll see how this thing develops. But we have to put our best foot forward. I think we will.
Jake, this is probably the toughest part of the schedule for you guys. It's tough teams back to back to back. What's your attitude towards that? Do you embrace it?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about who we're playing this week. But you have to embrace it, and I think it's a good test for us as a younger group that's kind of growing up by the week here. And I think it shows us as a team, midway through the season here, hey, where do we stack up? If we want to talk about winning championships and winning playoff games and things of that nature, well, these are the teams you're going to see, right? So where do we stack up? How focused can we be? How well can we play? And if that's good enough to win the game, then obviously we're thrilled about that. And if it's not, then we have a lot of work to do. And either way, we'll have work to do. But I just think it's a good test, for this group and to see where we're at.